Well, hello there. I'm Retro, and today I'm here at St. Pete. We're here at Road Atlanta. We're here at the Indy 500, and today, let's hope we get to talk to some amazing drivers and retired drivers and lots of other people. So let's see what kind of luck we have and go. So let's get into it. Woo!
It's time for another On the Spot. On the Spot.
The threat of rain is always real for the Indy 500. How do you feel about lights being installed around the oval so watchers are a thing in the past? An Indy 500 that produces a night winner, maybe even an IMSA race?
Yeah, that would be fine. I would prefer that than a Monday race. But yeah, I don't think you would do a night race. Yeah. Unless you had to. I don't know what the cost would be to put lights around here. I don't think it would be cheap.
No, it would not.
So we've thought a lot about lights on the oval at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Most of that has been thinking about the Brickyard 400, the NASCAR Cup race there. And, I think that's a really interesting possibility, but it's really expensive. It's a very big place. We wouldn't only have to light the oval for the drivers, but all over the stands and the concessions and everything for the people. So maybe someday. I don't see the Indianapolis 500 going at night.
We've looked at lights at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's an expensive proposition. We looked at it really for the Brickyard, right, for the NASCAR race to do that at night. I don't know that you probably wouldn't ever start the Indy 500 at night, although on those rainy weekends where it rains, and instead of sending people home at 6 or 6:30, maybe you could run under the lights to get the race done. We've talked about how fun would it be to see night qualifying or some other night events at the Speedway. And I don't know that the neighbors, I think, are pretty supportive of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A lot of them grew up there. A lot of them have moved back there because of the Speedway. So I think they'd be okay with lights if we ever did that at some point in time.
Absolutely. I think that would be fantastic if they were to put lights around the Speedway. But it is a bit big, but still, they could light it up, and hopefully that's in the future.
But do you think, for the neighborhood around it, do you think that would, trigger the neighbors to wake up or go and watch it outside the door?
I would think that everybody that lives around the Speedway, they love the Speedway. And they love the noise, and it being ran at night wouldn't affect any of the neighborhood at all.
You don't think so?
Nope.
You'd get some pushback for sure, but economic impact is the way to solve most things, and if there's enough of a case made on why it's ultimately good for the area. I will tell you a story about that, though. Del Mar, the guy that founded the Long Beach Grand Prix, wanted to do a race in San Diego, Del Mar, California, and it's a pretty wealthy neighborhood. There's a lot of beach homes there, and so people say that aren't into racing don't want to hear the noise. And they had incredible opposition with the locals, really fighting it. And then they eventually got it approved. They offered all the people that were there, we'll pay for you to leave town. We'll give you train tickets to LA, a hotel, or we'll give you tickets to the race. Almost everyone took tickets to the race. So even though they said they didn't want anything to do with it, it was either a handful of people making a lot of noise or people that changed their mind. Invite people to the party, so to speak.
Well, you still want everybody to be happy on that kind of a deal. So, it's whatever everybody wants and try to do.
Lights on the oval. I don't think you'd ever get the 500 there because of tradition, but that's not to say you couldn't, have another race there under the lights or light up the road circuit there and have it under the lights there. But I think it'd be pretty cool. But I would think that people would not be happy about the 500 being run at night.
I don't know. I'm about tradition, so whatever it's been, if we have to race Monday, we have to race Monday.
Well, we could do that. It's just against the tradition because we race in night race in the Gateway and also the Texas Motor Speedway. So I guess we could do that.
I think I like the tradition. It's a day race and everybody's there. It's Sunday night, you have Monday morning. I know it's a holiday the next day, but I like so I can party all night when you win during the day.
Lights are something that's been talked about for a long time. For me, I think
I don't know that I would want to see the Indy 500 go to a night race. I think I think it needs to be on Sunday afternoon. The way how temperamental this track is with weather, I think just adds another dynamic to the difficulty of winning it. Whether or not they put lights in for other events, I think would be great.
I think it'd really be a great show with lights, and I've always enjoyed running at night anytime we could, wherever we did at night at times, and whether it be desert racing, even out in the night with no lights, just out in the desert. But night racing to me has always just brought out a lot of the color in the cars, the paint schemes. They change them up to work with the lights and at night. And I think at Indianapolis it would be great.
Yeah, I'd love to see an Indy 500 at nighttime. I think it'd be great. Or going into the night, maybe, starting in the daylight, watching it go into the night. I think it'd be fabulous.
If we could run at night, I think it'd be pretty cool. It'd create more opportunities to get the show in if things were dragging on, which sometimes it sure looks like it does. So yeah, I think we're funny. We're joking with the guys that running under the lights here. So. Yeah, it could be a pretty good thing to do.
What do you think about IMSA race being here with lights?
Well, in IMSA it's different because you have headlights, so you can run no matter what. So yeah, I mean it's a different exercise. Like you feel like you're going a bazillion miles an hour at night in the race car. So it's a pretty cool feeling. Yeah, I mean I think it could be. I mean obviously we run a 24-hour race at Daytona. I mean would be pretty sweet to have one here. I think the facility is big enough, and it could be a new tradition too. So definitely would like that.
How do you feel about adding an endurance race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course? They need lights, but do you think it would become a major event for IMSA?
Yeah, it would be cool, and obviously there's a lot of dedicated motorsport fans in the Midwest, and especially in Indiana. So I think it'd have a good crowd turnout as well, which is important. And yeah, I think IMSA's been there before, but never in an endurance race. So it would be cool to have maybe like a little 12-hour race there, and even a 24-hour race at Indy would be really cool.
I love the lights, apart from the fact that all the bugs come in. I think that'd be great. Can you imagine driving around Indy road course with yeah, I'm all for it.
Could you imagine Indy 500 going to the night, or maybe even an IMSA race?
At night?
Yeah.
I don't know about the Indy 500, but the IMSA for sure.
We used to race here, actually. The last time we raced here was in 2013 on the road course. They've changed the configuration a bit since then, and it was a lot of fun. We did a 2-hour and 45-minute race. But getting to race under the lights here, I think if we were the only ones to do it and we could have our own kind of endurance race, maybe a 12-hour or something, that would be a blast.
I think it'd be cool. I mean, Indianapolis is a huge, motorsport fan base with the Indy 500, the Brickyard 400. So we raced there a couple years ago. I think in 2013, we had a great crowd. I love endurance racing, so I think the more you can add, the more the fans will love it. I know it's a little bit more expensive for teams, but I'm all about endurance racing.
Yeah, I think it'd be super fun to do an endurance race at Indy. We used to race there a couple years ago, just shorter length races, but I mean everybody loves to race at Indy and everybody wants to win there, so I think that'd be super fun to add an IMSA Enduro there.
Yeah, I would love to do so. I think they used to do that a few years ago, and I mean, even when I was young and watching F1 racing there, I always felt like it was a nice place to drive. So I would be happy to go back there for sure.
It could be. Definitely miss racing in Indianapolis. We raced there a couple of years ago. We actually ended up winning the race, which was awesome. Racing at night there would be really, really cool if we could do a night race, a long endurance race. But Indianapolis is always a special place. So anytime you have a chance to race there, we'd be more than glad to do it.
I think it'd be cool. The road course has been improved a lot over the years. I think it'd be cool to have a night event there with hardly any lights. Because our cars have lights, so we don't really need a lot of lighting. I think it'd be a cool event. I'm not sure they would do it, but it would be an awesome event.
That would be awesome. Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah, we could definitely do that. They just need to set up some lights, but these cars have lights on, so absolutely, it's a great idea. I hope this could happen.
These cars would be great on a road course there, but I don't even know if you really need lights. I mean, you could do similar to what Petit Le Mans is, but start a little bit earlier even, and run till 7 or 8 o'clock at night, depending on the time of year, and it will still be light out. It'd be fine. So look, we're at Atlanta. There's barely any lights here, so in a couple minutes here, it'll be pretty dark for night practice, so that's okay.
I think it will be great. They don't need lights. The cars already have lights. We don't need lights, but that's a great question. Please tell the, Doug Boles. I guarantee he would love it. IMSA needs to hear everyone, and especially her. I would love to be racing in Indianapolis, the Grand Prix with IMSA cars.
Thank you, everybody. They're all so nice to me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, like, and share. Bye!